Hello children, welcome back to part 2 of chapter number 2, latitudes and longitudes. Before we begin, just to reiterate of what we learned in the last part was about the latitudes, which are the parallel lines, alright, running from east to west. Today in this session we will be learning about the longitudes, which actually run from north to south. Let us see the definition of longitudes. The semicircles running from north to south on a globe or map are called lines of longitudes or meridians. Now look at this children, look at these red lines which are running from the north pole here to the south pole here are the meridians or the longitudes. See all these red lines, 0 degrees, 20 degrees, 40, 60, alright. This is the western hemisphere, and this side 20, 40, 60, 80 and so on are the lines of longitudes towards the eastern hemisphere. Now when we talk about meridians, what is it? The prime meridian, okay, we actually call these meridians the prime meridian, which is the most important meridian of all the other meridians, right? So the prime meridian is the most important line of longitude. It is located at 0 degrees longitude. Look at this line children, okay, how it has been divided, alright. This side eastern and this side western. Another thing, what it shows, Greenwich meridian, which is at 0 degrees longitude, and on the right side is eastern hemisphere and on the west side is the western hemisphere. It also says the prime meridian runs through Greenwich. Now where is Greenwich children? Greenwich is at Old Royal Observatory, where in London. See what it reads. The prime meridian runs through Greenwich, a place near London. It is the starting point for numbering meridians. So when we have to start counting, alright, how do we number? You saw in the previous slide 20 degrees, 40 degrees, 60 degrees, so on and so forth. How do we begin? There has to be a starting line. Now look at this. Greenwich actually decides the numbering of the meridians. Moving forward children, what is Greenwich meridian and what is the importance of it? The most important role of it is that it divides the earth into two equal halves from top to bottom. Can you see this meridian and can you see this equator also? Equator divides the globe into two equal parts, that is the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Unlike the meridian, alright, or the prime meridian, the Greenwich meridian, which divides the earth again into two equal halves. This side on the right side is the eastern hemisphere and on the west side is the western hemisphere. Moving forward, the definition of the eastern hemisphere and western hemisphere. The part of the earth to the east of prime meridian to 180 degrees longitude is called the eastern hemisphere. Now children, you must be wondering, where is this 180 degree longitude? So 180 degree longitude is exactly opposite to 0 degree longitude. Clear? I hope you understand. 0 degree longitude, that is the prime meridian. So 180 degree is just the opposite of it. So we go 90 degrees from the eastern side and 90 degrees from the western side. Alright, so it makes it 180 degrees. Western hemisphere is exactly the same. The part of the earth to the west of the prime meridian to 180 degrees longitude is called the western hemisphere. Now how many meridians are there which I am talking about? There are 360 meridians. 180 to the east of prime meridian and 180 to the west of prime meridian. The meridians in the eastern hemisphere are marked as E, and meridians in the western hemisphere are marked as W. Why E and W? Because children, it is not always feasible to write east, west, everywhere, right? So when we write about the degrees, we write 80 degrees east. So instead of 80 degrees east, what do we do? 80 degrees E, capital W. As we had read for latitudes, capital N and capital S. N denotes north and S denotes south. Here E denotes east and W denotes west. Right? So you have to keep this in mind children. Always remember this. These are very important points. Now, the meridian of 180 degree east and meridian of 180 degree west are in the same line. Now, longitude describes how far east or west a place is located from the prime meridian. If you actually want to know where are you located, from where do you begin? You begin your countdown from the prime meridian, okay? Being east or west, so how far are we from the prime meridian? One general knowledge for you. See this? The Greenwich meridian separates east from west. The Greenwich meridian was chosen as the prime meridian of the world in 1884. So prior to that we used to call it what? Greenwich meridian, but in the year 1884 it was chosen to be called as what? Prime meridian. Now, like we had the features, we had seen features of the latitudes or the parallels, we also will go through the features of the meridian. What is the first feature? It says unlike latitudes, all meridians are of same length. Now, unlike latitudes, why unlike latitudes, children? Because the latitudes keep on getting shorter from 0 degrees, that is the equator, as they near the poles, whether it is North Pole or it is South Pole. It gets shorter and shorter. But in case of meridians, they are of the same length. Alright, starting from North Pole, ending at South Pole, all are of the same length. See, look at all of them. They are all of the same length. Secondly, the distance between the two meridians is greatest at the equator. Why is it greatest at the equator, children? Have you ever thought about it? Because this is a point, north point, and below is the south point. Look at the curve. They actually become a curve. They are semicircles. Alright, and this is the part, alright, the place where the prime meridian meets the equator, that is the center part of the globe. Okay, this has the greatest, this is the greatest difference. Okay, so the distance between two meridians is greatest at the equator, only here. But when we go closer to the poles, it gets what? Very minute, it becomes very small. Okay, so the distance reduces near the poles. Another thing, features of the meridian. Another 2 points. We had read first two, now next 2 points. What are they? As we move away from the equator towards the poles, the distance between the meridians gradually decreases, like I already told you. And the last feature is meridians cut the latitudes at right angles. In mathematics, children, you have learned what is a right angle. Alright, it is the perpendicular at the base. Right, so those are the right angles. Can you see, if only we go to the next picture, we'll be able to see how it intersects at the right angle. Let's see. Look at this. What is it? Can you see? Right angle? Right angle has been formed everywhere. Everywhere we can see, especially the place of the prime meridian and the latitude equator. Now what is it? How can we locate a place? How does prime meridian help us in locating place? Is it only prime meridian or also the longitude? How does it happen? So the lines of latitudes and longitudes crisscross and form a network of lines on the globe and map, like you can see here. See, so many crisscross, okay, with what? Running from north to south are the longitudes and running from east to west are the latitudes, and they all crisscross each other at some point or other. See, look at all these small points that you can see in the picture, and these particular intersections, what are they called? They are the grids. They form small boxes. Look at one box here. It's a grid. Somewhere here, another box, grid. So everywhere the map is full of what? Of the grids. And what does it say? If we know the latitude and longitude, we can find any place we want on the map. So even if you want to know where you are located, what is your latitude and longitude, children, just find out. Alright, only if you know the latitude and longitude, you know where you are. Okay, where your home is. Even that minutest of the detail can you find with the help of latitude and longitude. Now the intersection of latitude and longitude lines, that is the place where they meet, is called coordinates. So what is intersection? Here lines of longitude and lines of latitude. See this point? Intersection. Another intersection, another intersection. So likewise we have so many intersections and so many grades. Okay, all intersections. See children, look at these. Now it helps in, okay, now what are these intersections called? They are called the coordinates. And how does it help? In identifying the exact location of a place. Alright, so children, see, every line of latitude and longitude has such a big role. These grids have such a big role in finding out a place, and these points, coordinates children, helps us tell the exact location of where you are. Next, another general knowledge for you, there is a place on the earth with no latitude and no longitude. What is it? It is the point where the prime meridian, that is 0 degree longitude, meets the equator, what? 0 degree latitude. It is a point in the Atlantic Ocean of the west coast of Africa. Now we will actually look at the map. What does it say? Look at the map for 0 degree north to south and 0 degree east to west, where the prime meridian and the equator meet. Let us see where it is. Look at this. Prime meridian and the equator and the intersection point. The children, what did we learn? What is it called? This is called the coordinate. This particular point. Look at this. So to be exact, the intersection of 0 degrees latitude and 0 degrees longitude falls about where? 380 miles south of Ghana and 670 miles west of Gabon. Now this location is in the tropical waters of the Eastern Atlantic Ocean in an area called the Gulf of Guinea. Next important knowledge for you, which is international date line. We always wonder, how do we write the dates? How does that happen? Do we have calendars anywhere? From where the calendar was made? And like children, so many questions come to our mind. So this is because of the important line, which is called what? The international date line. Now read what is written. International date line sits on 180 degree line of longitude in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. What is Pacific Ocean? The biggest ocean. Yes or no children? All of you have read since standard 3. Pacific Ocean, right? Now it is an imaginary line that separates two consecutive calendar days. If we travel east across the international date line, look at this children, international date line. So if we travel east, what do we have in east? Japan. And what is Japan? The what children? Rising sun. Where do we get rising sun from? Japan. Right. So what does it say? If we travel east across international date line, the date is 1 day ahead of the date in the Western Hemisphere. Right. They are 1 day before the Western Hemisphere. Now see this, the international date line is also an imaginary line. Any line children that we talk about on the globe is not drawn anywhere. There are no lines drawn on the globe, right? These are just imaginary. So like the lines of latitude and the lines of the longitude, the international date line is also an imaginary line of demarcation, which means what? Demarcation, a marking scheme, right? A demarcation on the surface of Earth that runs from North Pole to South Pole and demarcates the change of one calendar day to the next. Right? If they are at 22nd, example 22nd of June, these people are still at 21st of June. So eastern side is 1 day ahead of the Western Hemisphere. Children, I hope you have understood the chapter completely. With this we come to the end of chapter number 2, that is latitudes and longitudes. I will be also sharing notes with you, right? So before we end up the chapter children, please sit, reiterate, learn whatever we had learnt about the latitudes, compare with the lines of longitude. Alright, All the best.